What some are calling the most important election of our lifetime is just 34 days away. This morning, the candidates are back on the campaign trail, and critics are calling the debate last night chaotic, nasty, and a fiery showdown. But last night, Americans saw a presidential debate full of name-calling, shouting, and interrupting that moderator Chris Wallace struggled to control. Hello and welcome to our special presidential debate coverage. I'm Serena Nunes.
And I'm Michael Pasquella. We start today off with the most pressing issues discussed at last night's debate, including Trump's response to white supremacism, managing the coronavirus pandemic, Trump's tax returns, the faltering economy, and whether the candidates will accept the outcome of the election. We have the latest updates on last night's presidential debate. This is NewsBreak.
Stand back and stand by. That was President Trump's message to hate group Proud Boys when moderator Chris Wallace asked if he's willing to condemn white supremacists. President Trump avoided the question, saying the problem is Antifa.
Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left.
As the country continues to debate over racial injustice, so do the presidential candidates, focusing on controlling protests and riots. President Trump argues using more law enforcement, saying the people of this country want and demand law and order. He supports sending federal agents and the National Guard to cities to shut protests down. Joe Biden says Trump generates racial division with his actions. Among them, Trump having protesters tear gas so he could walk across to a church to make a television plea to stop civil unrest. Biden also criticized Trump's handling of protests in Charlottesville and his referring to white supremacists as very fine people.
With the country battling an unprecedented pandemic, it's no surprise the topic came up in the debate last night. Biden spoke first on the handling of the coronavirus, calling out the president for not warning Americans about the virus soon enough. In a taped interview with journalist Bob Woodward, Trump says he likes playing down the virus to prevent panic. Biden also attacked Trump for praising Chinese President Xi Jinping, which Trump denied. Biden also says Trump does not take the virus seriously enough, holding packed rallies without masks. Trump mocked Biden, saying he wears a mask all the time, even when he is 200 feet away. Trump defended his handling of the pandemic by blaming Democratic governors and stating that we are only weeks away from a vaccine. Trump also defended his large rallies, saying they were held outdoors and adding there have been no problems whatsoever. But former presidential candidate Herman Cain died after contracting COVID-19 at Trump's Tulsa rally. Wow, what a night.
Such a historical event. Now we turn to our reporter Jamari King in the studio to tell us how Trump's tax return sparked controversy at last night's debate.
Thanks, guys. Last night was full of heated conversation that some called a freewheeling free-for-all, including discussions of Trump's tax returns, for the New York Times reported Sunday that the president only paid $750 in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017. The paper reported President Trump has not paid income taxes in 10 of the past 15 years. Biden says Trump pays less income tax than a school teacher. Trump defended himself, saying that he actually paid millions, but later said he was able to pay so little due to the tax plan created by the Obama administration. In a rare moment of accidental agreement, both Biden and Trump said they were in favor of eliminating those tax cuts for the rich. Biden later said that as president, he would raise the corporate income tax rate from 21 to 28%. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jamari. And it wouldn't be a debate if there weren't some heated exchanges. From Biden calling Trump a clown.
Go ahead. Wait a minute. You get the final word, Mr.
Well, it's hard to get any word in with this clown. Excuse me.
Hey, let me just say to you.
No.
To Trump consistently interrupting Biden.
You're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question.
Why
because,
would you answer that
because
question?
the question is, the question is,
Justice,
the
radical
question,
left.
Will you shut up, man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
And just overall constant chaos.
You're the
By the way,
worst
you were a
president
vice-
America has ever had.
Hey,
The question remains, where do undecided voters go after watching this debate?
The candidates also exchanged jabs over the economy. President Trump says he built the greatest economy in the history of the country, but needed to shut it down due to the, quote, Chinese plague. He says the country needs to open up and get back to business, but says that it's up to the states. Trump attacked the Obama administration, saying they tanked the economy. Joe Biden argued they inherited the worst recession since the Depression and turned it around, leaving a surplus for Trump. He also fought back, listing all the things he says Trump did not do during this economic decline, including assisting small businesses. Biden says you can't fix the economy until you fix the COVID crisis.
Perhaps the most important topic of the night for the country is keeping the election fraud-free and whether the candidates will accept the results. Trump says he is concerned about mail-in ballots being fraudulent. He is calling on his supporters to go to the polls to supervise the election. He says if he sees thousands of fraudulent ballots, he, quote, can't abide that. Biden says even the president votes by mail, and there is no evidence of fraudulent ballots. He is concerned about voter intimidation at the polls. He also says we won't know the results on Election Day, but when every vote is counted, he will accept the results. You know, it really seems like Chris Wallace had a tough night out there.
Yeah, maybe next time the moderator will have a mic control and a pay raise.
Thanks for tuning in. That's the 2020 presidential debate update. We'll see you right back here in the studio on Friday for our regular show.